We are live, gentlemen. We are live. It is time to kick this thing off. I want to welcome everyone to episode 8 of Brothers Vent 2. I am rocking the Alpha Beta shirt because we are brothers of Alpha Beta. Tonight, I was going to make some blue juice. I changed my mind, so I brought out the blue bag Crown Royal, Crown XR. The best thing there is, the best whiskey there is out. Rob, what you got for me?
Hey, I'm Rob, back again. About to start some trouble.
Anyway, E, you know what I'm saying? I'm on that chateau this evening.
This your boy Young Crow. This your boy Young Crowley representing Jack. Got to do the do say pouring up that tonight. Let's go YBB Kings.
This nigga Wi-Fi got a speech impediment.
You done, Crow? I can't really hear you.
He done. He good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Everybody, it's Jay Ward coming to you from my crib. Got my internet situation straight, I believe. I'm also repping the Alpha Beta shirt. And as you can see, I have the Eagles in the back, the Saints in the back, rep my two teams, you know what I'm saying? And tonight I'm drinking this Cutwater margarita tequila. Man, hey, amazing. Don't think because it's a small can that it won't mess you up. I got this from one of my friends. She suggested this is one of my favorite drinks. Cutwater. It's Cutwater. It's tequila. 12% alcohol.
Oh. Dog.
My dog. CJB here. I got the 1738 for tonight.
Oh, shit. Okay, Remy.
Okay.
You gonna cut up tonight?
Shit. Okay, we see you, bro.
So, brother, we've been talking about this all.
Stimulated.
I'm not about to play with y'all tonight. We've been talking it's one topic all night. I mean, all week in the group chat. And I think it's time to address it on the show. It's regarding how men treat, or if men stay with good women, and if men leave good women to begin with at any time in a relationship, marriage, so on and so forth. Before I start, I want us to define what a good woman is, so we can have a good handle, and we're all on the same page of if a man leaves a good woman. So let's start there. What is a good woman, and does a man leave at any point? And what would cause a man to leave a good woman? Who want to start us off? Define what is a good woman for me, E. What in your eyes? And lean a little bit to the logo.
Only thing I can say is, first, I don't believe in the whole little stereotype shit. What are the categorization of somebody that's a good person versus a bad person? In that sense, when it comes to relationships. But I would say for somebody that would say is the better fit for you is somebody that complements the things that you're trying to achieve, where you want to go in life. You know what I'm saying? Like how I always keep saying is like somebody that's an asset, not a liability to your well-being, your health, your mental stability, those types of categories. Everything else is just like, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like physical attraction, the mentality, not necessarily a mentality, but definitely physical attraction is more so like a bonus. You know what I'm saying? As far as when it comes to like, oh yeah, this is a good woman. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can, what somebody else deems as like what's important to them. Like say for instance, somebody might be like, oh, I don't want a woman that don't know how to cook. To me, that just might work for you, but for me, because I know how to cook, it's not necessary. It's not a necessity for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of like, I'm kind of like, it's some good qualities a woman can have, but like, yeah.
So just good qualities is what makes a good woman in your eyes. Those qualities that, physical attraction, job, those innate qualities. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like let's see. Most of it is irrelevant. Like it's just that's a construct that people in social media put on somebody. Like that's what a real woman is or what a real man is. I don't really just necessarily like fall for that type of hype up type shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
What you think, Rob? What's your definition of a good woman?
All right, so Before I say what my definition of a good woman is, I just find it odd that every time a woman's relationship ends, the man is the one that lost a good woman. I just find it odd that no man lost a bad woman or no woman lost a good man. It's always the woman is the prize and the man lost it. So it's just always odd to me how that happens on social media. But a good woman is always going to be subjective. So it's going to be up to the man to determine what a good woman is for him. For me, a good woman could be one thing, but for instance, one of my homeboys back in Bolton, Mississippi, a good woman can be somebody that can break down, some crack and some marijuana, bag it up and get ready to ship it out. Not saying that's what happens in Bolton, but a good woman is going to be subjective as to what the man is looking for. And the other thing is, a woman can't determine or can't say she's a good woman because it all depends on what the man sees as a good woman. So a good woman for me could be, a woman that, can cook. She's independent. She is, goal driven. She can take care of the house. She has a good sense of humor, et cetera, et cetera. But for one of my homeboys, a good woman could be somebody who can slap box. It just all depends. So I think it's going to always be subjective to the person or to the man that's determining what he's looking for.
Okay. I'm gonna get one more person. We're gonna move on. I think we got a pretty good handle on it. Talk to me, Crow. Now, okay, Jay Ward.
Yeah,
right.
Get Jay Ward a chance.
I'm gonna say this real quick. Just because a man or a woman is a good man or a good woman, it doesn't mean that person is good for you. Like Rob and E were both saying, because there's some universal things that makes a person fit for a relationship. They're self-sustaining. They have some sort of career, or they're not depending on anybody. As for me, and this may be universal as well, but I know specifically for me, like that person will invest and believe in you. You speak the same language, and in particular, you speak the same love language. And I think people try not to sound shallow by saying, oh, physical things fade away, but you need to have a physical connection with that person, because if you don't, you're going to have problems later on in a relationship. The woman is confident and she knows what she wants out of life, as opposed to using you as a barometer to try to figure out what she wants out of life. She's going to be good with or without you either way, and she knows where she's headed. So those are my things that I think kind of define a good woman briefly, because I know we're trying to get into the topic, but yeah. Okay,
so I think we got a good handle. I think those universal things, confident, goal-driven, good job, can cook, because we are Southern men, one woman that can cook, I would think. Even if not, we still cook on our own. Just all those good qualities, it's not subjective, but good qualities in a woman and a man. So with that being said, if a man does find that woman for him, why would he leave? Does a man leave that woman? What would be the reason why? I'm gonna start off with Crow, because you hadn't said your piece yet. Does a man leave a woman with all those qualities, and why would he leave?
It could be from it can be financial issues, it can be emotional
Come on, Nelly.
we gonna
Hey.
Come on, Crow.
Teddy.
Come on.
Hey, add me back in, tag somebody else in.
We're gonna bring in two, because you're supposed to be in here. Oh, Crow.
Oh, that was
you can bring in Stokes too, but
by time.
His Wi-Fi is lagging too. So T, we're gonna start with you, because I know you've been listening.
Yeah.
What would be the reason a man leaves a good woman that's a good fit for him?
Sometimes you have a good woman, but the timing not right. You know what I'm saying? That timing is everything, man. And then sometimes, the man is not mature enough, you know what I'm saying, sometimes. And then other times we could put it on the women too. Like a woman might think that she's the catch, but really in all actuality, you find out that she's not. So you have to kind of get away from the situation, man. So I don't know, man. It can go either way.
I'm about to tell you what it really is, bro.
Go ahead, E.
Reason number one, finances. It's usually that's the number one cause of divorce rate in America right now. The second one's a little bit controversial, but I don't care. The second reason is bitching. Nobody want to hear all that complaining every day, all day about like what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Men have real talk, bro. Real talk. Men have enough stress on them as is, and then like you got to come home to somebody that's constantly complaining about how something ain't to their necessary standard. They're not looking at the picture overall. It's like, okay, like, hey, we saving up right now. We're living on this type of budget right now to set us up for the future. But because their mentality is so screwed up that they haven't matured yet, all they know about do is complain so they can eventually get their way. And who want to be around it all day? You become you go. That's like literally driving yourself into depression, trying to make that shit work out, and you miserable every time you go to fuck home. So you know what you're gonna do? Try to work more goddamn hours. And so you gonna have to put up with you gonna find something. You gonna find something to do with your time, bro.
Go ahead.
Listen, man.
I'm gonna say complaining. Constant.
Listen, E, that comes with the territory, man. I just don't think you're gonna get rid of that completely 100%. But I feel you though. But I think more so.
I don't think it's like ever gonna be like, oh yeah, I have nothing to complain about, because as humans, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna always want more, or we're gonna always want better. You know what I'm saying? But like, goddamn, you can't be complaining about Chick-fil-A.
Let me finish
I think T was on the head. Like, it depends on what stage you are in your life. Like, you're probably not in a position where you can do the adequate things to keep that good woman. So you choosing not to be selfish and letting her go on by her business to find somebody she deserves. Just because you come across a good woman don't mean that you're in a position where you can give her everything that she needs, meaning that you're not ready to settle down, you're not ready to be monogamous, you're not ready to, like, be in a committed relationship. So the best thing to do in those situations is to, leave her and let her be. She's going to get hurt either way, but it's best to hurt her on the front end instead of the back end.
Good points. I'm going to go to comments real quick, then I'm going to go to Rob, then Jay Ward. Denisha Williams, my exes were good men. I can definitely admit that. None of them were the good man for me, though. Dino, a good woman can STMO. Sheila, ego and low self-esteem can kill a great relationship. Dino, again, if she complaining all the time, then she ain't no good woman. And I like to watch 77, incompatible life goals. She may be a good woman, but if you want children and she doesn't, why would y'all stay together? That's a good point. Rob, talk.
All right, so I notice a lot on social media that most people talk about, relationships ending due to cheating. And so most women believe that they're a good woman because they don't cheat, when that's far from the truth that you could ever get. There's a lot of things that can make a woman compatible for you, but you have to let her go because of finances, because of her family, because she just can't not fight you on everything. It's a power struggle. Everything you say, she got to bounce back to it. She don't respect you, et cetera, et cetera. So someone can be a good person for you, and at the same time, you just can't deal with it. They're not cheating, but at the same time, you just can't deal with that person, that relationship. So not cheating doesn't make you automatically a good person or a good woman or a good man. There's more to it than that. And most people just automatically say, oh, I don't cheat, so I'm great. And that's not the case at all. There's a lot of stuff that goes into working with someone else in a relationship to making it work. Sometimes I have to take the back seat to my wife. Sometimes you got to take the back seat to me. But at the same time, we both have to respect one another's wishes. I talked to the brothers when I was deployed. I told my wife, I was like, I don't want my son or 4-year-old son's hair to be cut until I get back. Now, most women would have been like, I was gone for a year. I was gone for 9 months. I got extended. I was gone for a year. Most women would have been like, yeah, I'm tired of doing his hair. I'm going to cut it. But my wife respected my wishes, and she didn't cut his hair, and his hair still ain't cut since I've been back home. And so that type of stuff shows respect for me, and my wishes, and at the same time, I have to show respect for her wishes at the same time. And so there's a lot that goes into it besides just not cheating. It's a lot.
Okay. Jay Ward, I'm gonna come back to you on that a lot piece too. But Jay Ward, talk to me. What do you think?
Yeah. So I do think that men leave good women before they've realized their potential, meaning that sometimes in a relationship, early on in a relationship, a man leaves his woman because the good side of the woman has not kicked in yet. But I think a reason why that good side doesn't kick in is because, you know, like some of the brothers said earlier, you know, a lot of times women think about cheating and all these other things, so they have walls up. So there may be this great woman hiding behind all those walls, but she won't let you in because of previous hurt. Okay. Another reason why I think that men leave good women. Don't purge me. And this statement is toxic. But come on, T, don't do me like that.
I'm good.
We find, and this is kind of like what Corey was saying, we kind of find ourselves leaving a good woman to protect them and to save them from themselves or save them from us, because we know that more than likely down the road, we probably gonna end up hurting them because we ain't got our shit together. And I didn't realize that back in the day that was a toxic statement, but here's why it's toxic. You know you ain't got your shit together when you shoot your shot at a woman. So if you already know that you ain't, you know, trying to be in a relationship or anything, make sure you're presenting yourself in that way from the start. So then you don't have to protect that woman from, you know, catching feelings for you because you're not ready to be in a relationship, because you've already told her, look, I'm not about that. I'm just trying to kick it with you, you know, have a physical relationship, you know, just being honest and communicating with that person just to let them know up front that, hey, look, you know, it doesn't matter how great you are in a relationship. There's nothing that you can do to change my opinion about relationships because I don't want to be in one. So back in the day, you know, when you're young, you always tell women like, oh, I'm trying to save you from this heartbreak. And, you know, like Corey says, it's going to hurt, you know, less right now than it would later on and all that. But on the same side of that, stop approaching women when you're not ready to be in a relationship unless you approach them in a way letting them know that, hey, I'm not ready to be in a relationship.
But
I don't think that's toxic.
Yeah, what if y'all like smashing and then she start catching feelings? And then you know what I'm saying, you have to have that same type of talk, like you trying to save from the heartbreak, so you gotta stop hitting it. You gotta stop hitting that ass for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Let her find herself.
But did you make it clear from the beginning? Did you make it clear from the beginning that those were your intentions? I'm trying to smash, possibly go on a couple of dates. We can't assume that a woman knows, because once a woman get past a certain age, we don't know what that age is.
You violate off the muscle by going on a date with somebody that you just trying to smash. That's the first violation right there. Because that's like you taking them out on dates and everything. What you spending money on for? They don't belong to you. They ain't your woman.
Well, you might as well get an escort then if you just gonna go straight to smashing. I mean, you got to know something about the person before you can smash.
You can be honest, but if she like you enough, she's not gonna accept that honesty. She's gonna try harder. Like
that's on her.
Let's be
exactly.
Go ahead, T.
Let's be truthful, man. Men don't leave good women. You know what I'm saying? We have never left a good woman if she was actually good.
Right. We was never with them.
I can't agree.
We lose the good woman. Most of the time, we lose the good woman. We don't leave the good woman. We fuck up and then she leave us. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's tell the truth, man. Y'all be lying on here, man.
That ain't true.
I've left good
That ain't true.
She found out that you was on some.
I'm about to mute all y'all because I want to get into this. So, T, if I'm hearing you right, even when a man ain't got his shit together, because Corey touched on this, the woman, it don't matter. I'll still, work with you. And if she say yes, then he'll probably end up getting with her. So you're saying that a man is going to talk to a woman regardless if he got his shit together, regardless if he got a job, any of that, because she's a good woman and he is not going to leave her. She going to leave him. That what you're saying?
Is that you know who the good woman is, bro? Everybody know who's a good woman, man. Why you going to make her your old lady if she not good, man?
Rob, I see you shaking your head. Tap in.
Come on, man.
Man,
Derrick
man,
Jackson bros tonight.
man. So I'm gonna be for real. I've known many good women, many. They had all the stuff that I was looking for, but they had one or two things I just couldn't get with. That didn't mean they weren't good women. They just weren't good women for me.
Okay.
So I left them, but they're still good women. They still went on, had great relationships with other people. Some of them got kids and a husband right now. They just weren't for me. That don't mean they weren't good women. They just weren't good women for me. And I left.
So she wasn't a good woman for you.
Yeah, she's still a good woman though.
Yeah, I'm saying I get that. If she's not a good woman for you, that means she's not a good woman. So you left.
Not necessarily.
What?
Both can exist. You can be a good woman and not be a good woman for me. Both can happen. You can coexist. Both of them can coexist.
J Boy, I'm gonna let J Boy go ahead and I'm gonna let Stokes slide in.
Yeah, man. Take me out.
Come on. Like Rod was saying, you know, he's known plenty of good women. I know personally that I've left a good woman. But it had nothing to do with her. It was just I wouldn't know my shit. So it was just like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead on the leave and try to, you know, just go figure something out and then just hope that good woman will still be there once I'm ready to get my stuff together. And most of the time, because she is a good woman, once you get your stuff together, when you go back, she's gone because somebody else realizes she was a good woman. So I think good men or men in general leave good women all the time, and they just hope that they can, you know, get that person back. And I'm gonna touch on it later in one of the later topics because it has something to do with what Corey said a couple episodes ago.
Okay. Supposed to be sending that text message out like Future.
Shut up, Pete. So let me go to the comments. Who said they were switching out for Stokes? I forgot.
I switch it.
All right. Comments. Let's go up. Natasha, why do men accept that they don't have it together? Do men seek counsel from leaders, coaches that help them with these challenges instead of leaving? Short answer, no. I would say honest communication don't mean she's gonna accept the truth. That is true. You tell a woman you're just trying to smash.
That's what I said. That's
Queen.
That's what I said.
If men were honest,
COB bros right there.
Shut up. If men were honest in their intentions, the woman would honestly handle the situation differently. You could just be a smash to her if she knows what's up. Last comment, Dino. A good woman is not going to leave a man she's talking to because she wants to bring out the potential that she sees in you.
Women always want to change something.
So, Stokes, introduce yourself, let us know what you're drinking, and give us a quick topic on, or a quick statement on what we're talking about.
Okay, name's Stokes, out here in San Diego, drinking Pappy Van Winkle, the Whiskey Bros. So, but to recap on what y'all was saying, you brought some good topic points. But what I would think, good people can sometimes be a little boring. You know, people want that excitement. So a lot of people tiptoe because what's next door seems to be a little more entertaining. So I don't think that's the best choice all the time, but sometimes you just got to be a little exciting because the worst thing and a deal breaker for a lot of people is to be boring.
And that kind of leads us to our next topic.
Damn.
That's a good point. Being boring and not having that excitement in a relationship. And I guess that's why a lot of men and women get that excitement from toxic individuals. The toxic men, the toxic women, they love that excitement or there's something about that rush. But I don't think we've ever really addressed as men, especially in our group chat. Well, we probably have in our group chat, but what really makes a woman toxic? We see what makes a man toxic with all the future quotes and memes and, you know, all the social media hype. We see that. But in 2020, what do y'all consider to be toxic for a woman? What are those toxic traits for women?
When she fine as fuck, but got the personality of a fucking starfish. Oh my God. Bro,
I'll get this one.
Okay, go ahead, CJB, because I don't know. I'm a mute. Yeah.
I will say disrespectful, is not really, don't know how to compromise. And when I say that, you listen to argue instead of listening to reach a common conclusion. Selfish, inconsiderate, lazy, and And pretty much, those are pretty much like the main qualities. Like, I think respect is a big thing. By like Rob said, like, imagine if Rob told his wife that I don't want my son to get his hair cut while I'm here. And she'd be like, man, fuck you. I'm taking him to the barbershop. Like, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like they're just gonna cause reaction. It's gonna lead to other stuff, and I just feel like those are pretty much the common characteristics that you'll see in a toxic woman.
Okay. Go E. Don't bring up no more starfish. Go ahead.
All right, I just want to know if I was muted or not, but I agree with what Cora was saying. Those types of women that have that mentality where it's like my way or the highway, or like that whole accept me as I am type instance, like them the ones you kind of have to like stay away from, because if you get in a relationship with somebody and they're not willing to change to make the overall situation better, they're not for you. Because at the end of the day, all they're gonna do is cause you headache, potential heartache, or whatever you want to call it, and it's just gonna be a frustrating situation overall, bro. Like it's got to be some type of stress that I can't even describe to come home to a wife or a woman or partner that's like just truly ungrateful for everything that you put in, for all the work that you put in. That's always got a problem with something that you're doing necessarily, even though if it's making it better for y'all. Like women like that just can't be satisfied. Like
okay, and I just realized something too. Rob, Jay Ward, TJB, y'all either married or already about to be married. So I'm gonna switch a couple of y'all out to get some single men input on this topic. But before I do, I'm gonna let Rob and Jay Ward go real quick because I want to hear these, especially Jay Ward. But Rob, what topic you want?
I'm out for Scooby.
I am. I'm gonna break.
I saw Osei say not being able to hold themselves accountable. That's a big one. Another big one is women that like to put their hands on you when they get upset. It's something that is applauded in our society that I have a huge problem with. Women that can't keep their hands to themselves when they get upset. That's probably the most toxic thing that I've seen ever, because people don't say anything about it and people justify it and applaud it. That's a big one.
Scoob, introduce yourself, what you're drinking on, and let's get into it.
All right, Scooby out of DC. Right now I'm drinking coffee with a little bit of Jack in it, just to keep it simple. It's just something small. Something small.
So what makes a woman toxic in your eyes?
Constant negativity, man. Like, if you holding a conversation with somebody, this is how I cut them off quick. Every time I talk to you, you got something negative to say about somebody else. Like, it's never like it's always, you may not be talking about me. You may not be talking about our relationship. However, you bringing that negative energy into it, like eventually I'm going to say something that I'm not agreeing with you with. And now all of a sudden, now we got a problem. So just all out negativity, man. Like that, and then always feel like you got to do something for somebody else. When I say that, I mean as in like you. Example would be if you go out, like y'all going out, you putting on clothes because you girls don't dress to impress us. They didn't dress to impress each other. But sometimes they go to the point where they're overdoing it. And now you like, yo, why? Like, you shouldn't wear it. I don't want you wearing that. That's kind of like, I get it, but nah, I'm gonna wear this. That's toxic to me. Like, now we're starting an argument with clothes. Now that's what we on. So that's what makes a woman toxic. Just constant negativity, man.
I got you. And I'm gonna let Jay Ward go because I want to bring in Crow because I know he's a single man too.
Yeah, I'm
Jay
gonna
Ward, go ahead.
All right. I definitely agree with being negative and hands-on, man. Keep your hands to yourself. But I'm gonna say this, and I do mean this. I don't think women can be toxic, and I'm serious because I think that circumstances make women toxic. Because if she was toxic going into it, men usually dodge a woman that's toxic. Like, we can tell that a woman is toxic the moment you meet them. On the other side, women tend to not notice the toxicity of a man and they feed into that, and they think that, oh, I can be the person that stops this person from being this way. I can change him. So I think
If we
that
change-
a lot of women,
So Jay Ward,
they can't.
No, is he toxic?
so Jay Ward, there is absolutely no way in your mind a woman can be toxic. I just want to make sure we on the same page.
So it's all our fault, right?
I think there are some instances. I think there are some instances where a woman is toxic from the beginning, but most of the time, when you find a toxic woman that was once a good woman that ran into a scumbag, then she took her walls down, and then she ran into another scumbag. So now, boom, now I'm toxic from the jump because I've been done wrong by this amount of men. And let me just say this, especially with black women are the most undervalued and underappreciated people on the planet. So coming from that background, a lot of times a woman comes into the relationship already on defense with her guards up. And I just believe that once we come with our bullshit, then that's what really contributes to the woman being more toxic. Because usually when you find a woman, because what we define as toxic is a woman that's going to key your car, a woman that's going to put hands on you, a woman that's going to spend all your money. We dodge those women. We don't give those women the time of day. On the other side, women do give.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. If she got her ass, we gonna give her a chance. Because
y'all are toxic.
Let's just be real.
Hold on.
Listen,
trusting a big button to smile.
Hold on, Jay Ward. But going back to what Stone said when he first introduced himself, we don't want a boring relationship. That excitement, it brings another level to the relationship. Those women that keep the car, those women that beat you up, they call you 5-10 times every 10 minutes. Sometimes those women are the ones that's most exciting and give you the best sex. So
because you're thinking about them in the bedroom. Because you're thinking about them in the bedroom.
Hold on,
it is what it is, man.
But those women are toxic. So you're saying the reason that those women are toxic is because the man made them that way? They didn't gain those attributes on their own?
95% of the time, yeah. 95% of the time.
Hold on, I'm gonna go back to what OC said in the comments. OC said a toxic woman is a woman that doesn't hold herself accountable. She has to hold herself accountable for continuously picking those sorry ass men. It's not just their fault; it's somebody else's fault too. I mean, and listen. Everybody has a type, right? So men and women, everybody has a type. It's women out there who are 30 plus that still has a type. They pick the same man over and over and over again. It ends the same way, and they starting back at square one. So they don't hold no accountability with that type one.
Let me go.
Let's keep it buck.
Y'all, hold on, let me go to the comments real quick. Everybody, all the women are saying yes, Jay Ward, and then he preaching.
I bet.
Quinn said there are some toxic women.
Thank you, Quinn.
All right, Quinn. Thank you, Quinn.
Jay Ward on this Tyler Perry move.
I think that's pretty much all the comments. So Rob, chime in because I know you. I'm gonna bring in Crow too after you chime in. What do you got to say about what Jay Ward just said?
No, why we can't focus on the question?
No.
Accountability, man. I am a huge accountability fan. I'm telling you, I'm 37 years old, man. I've seen women 30 and older still blaming other people for something that they chose to do, chose to engage, and chose to be with. I will never blame anyone for bringing me out of my character to do something that I chose to do. I can't get with it, man. I just can't. I'm sorry. And the other thing is, there's literally women in the comment section that is fireballing, clapping, praise hands up for Jay Ward. That's how you know that you the messed up.
All right, Rob, I'm bringing in T.
You ready for me, Swell?
I got one.
Hold on. Crow, you got you good? Your Wi-Fi good?
Yeah, my Wi-Fi good.
Go ahead.
Teddy Crowley.
All right, let's talk about what makes a woman toxic. First off, we have a lot of women that have not healed from things that happened from their childhood, from dads not being there, from situations of molestation, from a lot of more trauma, basically, from either childhood or teenage years, and then some things that may have happened along in their college years. So anytime they run into a guy or a man or a situation that reminds them of that, it brings up their behavior. And likewise for the male. But since we're talking about women at this moment in time, that always flows over. So from one relationship to the next. So Jay Ward saying that women are not toxic. Is not. I'm not gonna just say that they're toxic. They bring toxic situations from the past, or hurt from the past, or from events, or from past relationships, and it causes to spill on to the other because they have not seek counseling. They go to their homegirls who are still hurting from stuff in their past, and they're all amen in each other saying, yeah, girl, yeah, that's right. And everybody hurt in the sister circle, in the amen circle, and ain't nobody seeking true professional counseling. And I think somebody asked, did men seek counseling? Yes, I went to go seek counseling. After me and my son mom split, she said some things to me, and I felt like, yes, as a man, I needed to go work on them. So if you're grown about it and you're true as a woman, you're gonna hold yourself accountable for what you did wrong in your past relationships, and not talk to your homegirls and not talk to your friends who have been through a million divorces and constantly single and not bashing and doing all this. Going to seek true professional help is where you're gonna be able to get out what you're holding in. So yes, women are toxic. A lot of women are toxic because they have not seek true healing, healthy healing, positive healing. They go into their homegirls to the amen corner and think that's healing.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Hey, let me jump in and say this real quick.
I got to get too, man.
And I'm going. Can you hear me? I'm going live on my page as well. And my boy TJ Jones. Shout out to my boy Tim Jones, and go, if you get a chance, please go check out his radio show. Good entertainment. Tim, you see I got the Saints in the background. That's my second team. Shout out to the Eagles. But he said, and this is not me, this is my boy Tim Jones. He said, if a woman is single over the age of 32, something is wrong with her. I did not say that. That comes from the comments on the video.
I disagree.
I disagree with that.
I disagree.
I didn't say that. That comes.
And oh, it's back up. I don't know. Talk to me, CJB. What you think
about?
You just said if a woman is doing single, something is wrong with her.
I don't agree with that. Like, the dating pool ain't good. I just call it what it is, you know. And also, there are certain things that, you know, a woman probably not ready to get in a relationship. Well, she probably can't find somebody that she wants in her environment. It's a lot of reasons, or she want to take her time. Like I just like got in a committed relationship after like deep in my 30s as well. Well, not deep in, but my early 30s. So I think it's unfair to say something wrong with them. Okay. Now I would say that if they always in a relationship every time you see them, then yes, probably so. But if they just ain't found the right person yet, they just haven't found the right person yet. That shit is not easy.
And then at 32, you just kind of coming out of college, you kind of getting stable in your career. You trying to build some things. Just because you're not, you know, that doesn't mean a woman is toxic because she's not with nobody by 32. That's foolishness. Everybody got to build and do things of that nature, you know, and grow. That's not meaning you're toxic. I'm sorry, that young man, he has some maturing and growing to do on his own.
And Rob, I saw you shaking your head. I'm gonna get you and Stokes to give up these final comments on what was just said. If a woman is 32 and single, or 32 and older and single, is something wrong?
No, I wouldn't say that, man. I believe in letting people go on their own time clock, man. There's a lot of stuff that can cause someone like for a lot of people that focus on their career, you know, it's hard out here. You got to make your money. And sometimes some people don't have room or time for a relationship, and that's okay, you know. There's various reasons for that, but I wouldn't say something's wrong with them based off of that, because I mean you gotta work on your own time clock, and I would feel bad if they got into a relationship and they weren't ready for one. So if they're single, they're probably single for a reason, and not necessarily because something's wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. And Stokes, before I let you wrap it up, I'm going to go to the comments real quick. Real quick. Age has nothing to do with it. No, that's bullshit. It's a generalization. I think my mother is watching, so I'm sorry about cussing. Atisa McKinney said absolutely not true. Sandra Wheeler, facts, dating pool is trash. Is the reason why I'm single. And I think I saw Osei said dating pool is big. Folks just keep swimming in the shallow end. I'm gonna leave this last comment. Denisha Williams said, I think it's some truth. Something might be wrong, but it's not a bad thing. Maybe she hasn't learned to love herself yet, let alone love a man. Stokes, what you think?
All right, so I'm gonna touch on the toxicity part, and then I'll double back to that. For what makes a person toxic, if we're talking about, what makes a woman toxic, what I've seen is demanding things that's not really qualified for demanding. I make $20,000 a year, but I want to do to make 6 figures. That's not fair. Also, like, you want to be taken care of versus being a teammate. I'm not paying half the bills. I'm not doing whatever else. It's the man's job to do that. I don't think that's fair. It should be a team unit. And also, like, as Crowley talked about earlier, having dealt with their past hurt. So it's like they've taken hurt from past relationships and expect a new person to fix all their pain. You got to be a whole person before you get into a new relationship to expect him to work with you. So you got to have your own healing to do before you start your relationship. But in terms of if she's 32 and single, something wrong with her, I disagree with that, because I got out of grad school when I was 28. So, if a person did what I did, go to grad school, most likely they'll be out in their later 20s. You got to get out, you got to establish yourself. It may take a few years. So I don't see anything wrong with a woman being 32 and single.
Gotcha. No. All right. So I think Scooby and T wanted to say something on this topic before we move to the next topic. So wrap us up, and then we can move to the next topic.
All right. So we still on the topic we just on, right?
Yeah, toxic. Yeah.
Man, so the problem, what I see is a lot of single women, or women that's trying to date, always get advice from their single friends and never ask themselves why they single. So they get all this, the clapping of, oh, yeah, girl, that's blah, 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 blah. And you sit there and they never really sit back and look at it. All right, why are you single? Like, why am I taking advice from you right now? Like, what makes you qualified to tell me? Because clearly you ain't found the answer either. So why am I asking you for the answers? That's how a lot of the toxic just keep
in school. And then they got to be careful about who they ask who are in relationships, because a lot of these people put on these Facebook fronts and these Instagram fronts, and they really living in a toxic relationship behind closed doors. And they putting up these false pictures, but they really going through some real stuff, and they lying to their friends like, yeah, everything good. Or either they only holding back so much and they really not telling the real truth, that they crying at night, or that they not sleeping in the same room, or that this going on. Trust and believe. There's a lot of lying relationships, and they putting on fronts for the Facebook and the IGs and for their friends, but behind them closed doors, why they out with your single self all the time? Because shit ain't good at home. Why they got Facebook in their hand and putting up posts all the time? Because shit ain't good at home. When something really got your attention and love got your attention, you ain't gonna be focused on shit else. Focus on what's at home, which is your husband, which is your wife, which is your kids. Not fucking social media and posting food all the time and posting pics of this and the other. No, you're gonna be on some real life stuff and not trying to please and get likes from the world. You're gonna be wanting to get likes from your husband and your wife and your kids. Let's be real.
Yeah, and then you look at it, look, he's speaking facts based on the fact that, think about it like this: when you go to a party or whatever, right? And you see people posting Instagram pics of the party and this, I'm drinking this, I'm with this, I'm with that. I don't believe you having fun, because last time I checked, when I'm having fun, I ain't got time to do all that. So if you in a good relationship, you don't have time to do all that extra. Hey, pose for this picture. Look at me. And then when you talk about, we on vacation. No, why are you on vacation? There's a reason there.
It's a vacation.
Okay.
A lot of times I tell you kind of messed up.
Let's let T wrap it up.
I don't really need to wrap it up, because Y'all hit on what I really want to say. Crow hit on what I really want to say. But I gotta take it back to that age. You know what I'm saying? That age discussion real quick. Okay. I have a theory. A lot of people not gonna agree with me. It is what it is. I don't date women between 28 and 38. Period, bro. Never do that. If you are a single man, do not date a woman between 28 and 38. I'm gonna tell you why. Around about 28, that's when they come out of that first real serious relationship where they supposed to got married, everything was gravy, and somebody hurt that woman, man. And for the next couple of years, it's a damage party for that woman. And it takes that woman a long time to find herself. So I say around about, you might get lucky at 36, but around about 38, they finally back confident in themselves back and they know exactly who they are and they are in their career better. And around about 36, 38, they can get back in that dating pool because I'm telling you, that damage year, after, okay, you got a high school relationship, then you got a college relationship, then you got that one relationship that you really thought was the one, and they go away. You ain't got to agree. I see y'all in the comments. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, man, after you get out that first real relationship, it take a while for somebody to bounce back. Real talk.
Let me go to these comments, then we're going to move to the next topic.
They don't like that.
Like to watch 77, age 32, not toxic, but 4 o'clock management. That's funny. Shamilia Marie, this is the session you should have had a woman guest speaker since the panel full of men know why women are single over 32. That is not going to happen. This is Brothers Vent.
Brothers Vent.
Natasha Queen Scruggs, to be honest, y'all don't know what happens in women and women conversations because men never see the real combos. Okay.
I grew up with sisters. I got a whole rack of sisters. I trust and believe. I know what's going on.
And Denisha Williams, y'all anecdotal experiences about women friends are awful. There are plenty of women who choose friend circles, hold each other accountable. I agree with that. I can kind of agree, I guess. Yeah. So we're gonna move on. We'll be all night talking about women and toxicity and all those topics, but we want to move on to a man topic.
27-year-olds.
That's how they come in. We'll move on to a man topic. A male topic, right? Because we can talk about this in the group chat as well. The drip bros, the swag bros, the Jordan,
the juice bros,
the what?
The juice bros,
all that. Men's fashion in 2020. Fashion for men is way different now than what it was when we was coming up. You know, tall tees, the jerseys, the so on and so forth. But there are some things I think y'all do not agree with when it comes to men's fashion in 2020 and what men wear in 2020. And that's really what we're trying to get into. So with that being said, how do you feel about fashion for men now? As far as the fitted pants or however you want to, y'all can talk about it, but how do y'all think men should dress now? Corey, go ahead. I know you want to talk on this topic. Go ahead.
I think I don't want to say, I think the fashion for me now is kind of feminine, and that's just my opinion. I like the pants be tight, they need designer shirts, bro. I'm telling you, when I was working in retail part-time, I saw a cat built like Grimace from McDonald's trying to fit in some designer clothes. Like let's just be real. I'm like, that shit was tight as hell. Also, I don't care how popular this is, you will never see me carry a fucking man purse. I don't care. Like niggas in Atlanta probably got guns and they shit in they man purse, but I never rock a motherfucking man purse. It's just not happening. Like it's just not happening.
What you think,
man? It's feminine, man. Like, I think it's feminine based on the strength of this. This is a whole different topic, but the lack of male figures on how to dress. Because I don't know. It's different in the South, different pants. But we remember growing up, we had these pants called Parasucos. So where I'm from, Parasucos are like these tight pants, and they look like joggers. They look like joggers. Now, when I started seeing the girls used to wear them all the time. If you got Parasuco, it was kind of like the gauchos. No, you saw the gauchos back in the day. Girls wore gauchos. That was kind of gauchos.
They need to bring them back too, by the way.
So
for females, not
yeah,
females.
So I look at men now. I'm looking at them like, yo, like if you walking away from me and you with your girl, but all I see is the legs down. If I can't tell who's the girl and who's the boy, we got a problem. Like, and the only way you can distinguish that it's a boy most of the time is that they sagging. But if you tell them pull their pants up to their hips, their pants just as tight as their girls. And I feel I'm like, yeah, that's a little weird to me. I never could do it. I will never do it. I'm like, it's just to me, and it takes away from your masculinity to me. That's just my personal opinion. You can wear tight pants or the skinny jeans all day. There's a difference between being skinny jeans and fitted jeans.
Yeah.
Difference. Yeah. Like when I see Bama's is a DC thing. When I see Bama's wear skinny jeans, I kind of look at them like, what? And there is a weight requirement for those skinny jeans. And some of them don't. I'm like it's just a bad all around look. 100%.
You know, back in the day, we used to wear Jabot jeans in the South. You know, the big clothes,
Yep.
the different color.
We had the tall tees,
right?
Soldier Reeds and the Forces.
Yep, Reed tees and bows.
So what are y'all wearing today? What do y'all think men should do as far as fashion and wearing? What clothes should we wear today? Like I know Scooby touched on not being skinny but being fitted. Like, what do you see fashion for men? Go ahead, Crow. I see you want to chime in.
Yeah, fashion for men today is all about getting your clothes to fit your body. Nothing too small, nothing too big. We went through that era of wearing baggy jeans, baggy shirts, and that even went for the women because you know you had that TLC era where they even put on the baggy. A lot of women put on the baggy clothes or what have you. But now you have society or those behind closed doors putting our entertainers or our athletes, telling them this is the fashion that's going to sell, which is femininity, as you all said. So I'll throw a male in a dress and call it fashion and him expressing himself. I'll throw a man in some capris and throw some dress shoes on it and make them real tight and call it prom pants. And in true reality, let's be honest, we got to go back to the 70s too, because we had men wearing bell bottoms with flared out pants with go-go boots. Yeah. And I'm giving you the history because that's what they did for entertainers to go sell their materials, their clothing. So on top of that, you also had your Princes, your Boy Georges, you had your androgynous to also push that femininity thing. So as long as entertainers are buying into it and accepting this clothing style, you're gonna have kids who want to be like the entertainers because you don't have parents who's gonna step up and say, hey, you're not gonna wear that in my house. You're gonna put on clothes that fit you. And that goes back to the parents also teaching their kids how to dress versus what's trending and what's styling. Because I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't get a Nike check sign in my head until them grades was right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real.
Fair point.
You know, a lot of kids be able to get joints with Elfs. They get these True Religion jeans, all this stuff with horrible grades, horrible attitudes because they're following fashion and their parents are allowing this foolishness and they're not looking at them going into their feminine ways too. Your son wearing the same tights you wearing.
And let me stop you, Crow. I'm gonna switch out Scooby for E. I know E wanted to say something. I'm gonna go to the comments real quick. Rob said, "Stop showing your ankles in dress pants." Osei said, "T trying to bring back the tall tees." Kayloff said, "Stop wearing them damn skinny." Mom, I'm sorry. I think she watched it. Mom, I'm sorry. Stop wearing them skinny pants. Leah King, some wear skinny jeans to show off their manhood, but that's not attractive to me. Denisha Williams, I personally like gray sweatpants on me. I bet you do. I bet y'all women do like gray sweatpants on me.
We talking about this. We talking about this skinny jeans stuff, this feminine stuff. We know sweatpants is all natural.
Yeah, I bet y'all do like gray.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Before before E wrap it up, because I'm definitely not the fashion bro, and everybody know that. You know what I'm saying? I got a Nintendo hat on right now, bro. It is what it is. But I do want to say that I put it on the women to stop encouraging all this. Because at the end of the day, a man is going to do whatever the woman is attracted to. Mm-hmm. So as long as y'all keep on hyping these people up and encouraging that, they will continue to do.
And that goes to sagging too, T.
Yeah, all that.
These men ain't gonna stop. They gonna continue to show their underwear and all that foolishness until y'all tell them, really, hey, you with me, you got to pull your pants up.
Well, you know, toxic men and toxic women go together like white on rice. Go ahead, E.
I'm just about to call it for what it is, bro. Everybody use drip. What about them high price fashion, all that shit, bro? All y'all niggas zesty, bro. I'm calling it like it is. Y'all niggas gay. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all y'all niggas gay. There's no reason. Explain to me, bro. You
okay? He muted because he.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm from the mental health side. I can't let him throw that term out there like that.
You can't say that, E. Like, come on.
Throw that term out there like that.
Go ahead, Jay. We'll wrap it up so we can.
We love everybody on this end. We just saying that men gotta, you know.
Go wrap it up, Jay. Oh, I ain't mute you, Jay. Well, you muted yourself. Hold on. Go ahead, Jay Ward. Okay, your mic not connected. So we're gonna move on to the next topic because we.
Can you hear me?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yo,
yeah, we can.
You know, I really don't have any comments on it. I just, I'm more so just, maybe somebody can put it in the comments. I'm just questioning, what is data to you? Because I need help. Because I'm old school. The most I ever wear is a polo shirt and either some jeans or slacks. And I'm like, I got one blazer. And when I was in Vegas with my line brothers and, I saw the outfits that they whipped out, I'm like, look, I can't compete. I don't know what to wear. This is not my scene. So I want help me. So, if the women and the men can give us some feedback on what should we be wearing, I think I'm the biggest bro on the podcast. I think I weigh a little bit more than Corey, but Corey is about 5 inches taller than me too. So, I go for 275, almost 280. So, it's only certain things that I'm going to wear, and I would like some feedback on what to wear. And I also want to say that y'all GOAT Michael Jordan wore some really baggy jeans, by the way. But I'm gonna skip past that because we'll get to that on a later topic.
They were baggy, not skinny, my dude. Hey, I
also just want to say he could have afforded better jeans. I also want to say I really like that the young dudes, I'm talking about 16, 17-year-old bros, are wearing their natural hair. And my dad hates it. My dad hates to see a woman with natural hair, and he hates to see a young boy with natural hair because he always says, well, they got the hair all over their head. I like that we as a culture have gotten back to our roots and we're starting to wear our natural beards and our natural hair and things like that. My hair don't grow that thick, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I really see a lot of
things. I
really like, and I hope they understand, that we were oppressed as a culture to want to straighten our hair out or wear our hair to fit, the European mold. So I'm glad that, the younger brothers are starting to wear their hair out and things like that. I really appreciate that. But like I said, please drop in the comments on what we should, wear and, what's appealing to wear as a man. Because I honestly don't know. Like when I go out, I might wear like a V-neck shirt and some pants because I wear basketball.
Does it fit? Does it fit you?
I go.
Does it fit you?
Moving on.
It fits me.
That's the point. Wear clothes that fit you. There's no point where you need to be wearing pants that give you a yeast infection and you
my old lady buy my clothes now, bro. It's over, bro.
We're gonna move on. Y'all be quiet. We're gonna move on. So Joe Biden just gave a Breakfast Club interview, and I think this one's gonna hit kind of home for me as well. And most people say he was joking, but one of the things.
Hold on, say what?
I know, right? Hold on, say what now? Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for him over Trump, you aren't black, or you aren't considered black. I can't remember the exact term.
You ain't.
He said, you ain't black.
You ain't black.
You ain't black.
So, guys, this is a crucial election. This election is more about just the presidency. This is Supreme Court seats. This is Senate, so on and so forth. But Joe Biden put it on the line and said, if you don't vote for me, you aren't black. He may have been joking. He may not have been joking. But that's the topic that I want to kind of talk about tonight. How do y'all feel about voting or not voting for someone that says something like, if you don't vote for me, you're not black? Like, what does that mean to you? Like, we don't have to vote for a Democrat. Do we have to vote? Like, are we?
Joe Biden didn't work for the black vote, so he can feel that way. And I talked about this 2 episodes ago, and y'all shut me down. And he get on the Breakfast Club.
I didn't say nothing.
He get on the Breakfast Club and he stumbled. You know what I'm saying? The man stumbled. I told y'all 2 weeks ago, so I'm gonna let y'all talk about it because I already told y'all that, bro.
We'll bring in Rob in a second.
T making a good point.
Go ahead,
listen, like T said, but like it just like y'all remember when Joe Biden came onto the scene in Obama's second term, and all the black people was like making these memes about him and saying, Joe, you can't say this, Joe, you can't say that. Everybody would call the man Uncle Joe. Now it's like I really think the man was joking, even though that shouldn't have been a joke that came out of his mouth, because that's something black people say to each other all the time. Joe Biden just comfortable with black people now. He basically shitting on everybody in the Democratic primaries when it came to the black vote. I don't know why black people give Joe Biden this type of support without him saying anything, but listen, that's subjective, but it is what it is. But my thing about black people and the black agenda, I feel like black people should not wait on a white politician to say, what am I going to do for you? We should already have what we want in hand when they come to the meeting with us, but we don't have that. It's like you ask an average person what would they want from their president, they can't give you a credible answer. So it's like we gotta stop saying that what you gonna do for black people. No, we need to have our shit in hand, what we want. I think Byron Allen already made a phenomenal point in an interview he did on the Breakfast Club about 4 months ago. He had like a perfect agenda for black people. I don't think, if you haven't listened to that, I suggest you go back and listen to that. But as far as Joe Biden is concerned, I think we should, if you're going to vote, you vote how you want to vote, but make sure you vote. Don't say, I'm not going to vote for him, but I'm not going to vote for Trump either. It's like you basically just not exercising your right. The right that, you know, our ancestors died for, they got beat up for, they got killed for, so you should vote. Like, and it's never going to be the perfect politician.
And I'm going to say this because I know T was talking about this 2 episodes ago, but it was more about P. Diddy and saying, we're not voting until you earn. I think it's more to voting than just voting for a president. But go ahead. I saw you one time.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, T.
No, I'm good, bro. I said what I said. Oh, well, now one statement. Everybody took that headline and ran with it, but Joe Biden did have a good interview. He said more stuff in that interview than that headline, but people was already trying to get Joe Biden out of here, so they took that and ran with it. So I do want y'all to go back and watch the rest of the interview because he did make some good points. Go ahead, E.
My personal opinion on this, bro, is that we need to stop the false narrative about like, yeah, if you black, you need to vote Democrat. That's complete that's complete bullshit. But it's just what you get told as you're coming up. Just the same way most black men get told you ain't gonna be shit unless you're a doctor, lawyer, or engineer when you coming up. That's the pressure that they get hit with you automatically, right? So you're told to accept the Democratic Party and their beliefs and whatnot, when in fact, when they say like, oh yeah, you know, we want to support the middle class. The middle class is not you unless you're making $200,000 or over. If you are not middle class, guess where you are? You are in the working class. These people are not, the Democrats don't necessarily represent you, right? And that's what I think people need to take into consideration. Am I gonna vote for Trump? Hell no. But at the same time, we can what people who don't actually go to the voting booths and actually pay attention to is when you get there, there's a whole nother little piece of there that say where you can fill in anybody else's name up under that motherfucker. If you don't like who's on there under the Democratic, the Republican Party, the Green Party, the Independent Party, the Libertarian, all those parties. If you don't want to vote for nobody, you can write it in. Harambe got 24,000 votes, and that nigga's a fucking gorilla. like think, bro. Like that's what like
a dead gorilla.
The thing about the fake image of democracy is what's killing like us and when it comes to politics.
I'm not gonna get
everybody, but I get you. I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to go down the rabbit hole, but I'm saying like, as far as like what the black agenda should be or what is to be, it needs to first of all it needs to start in your community. Once you get your community rising on par with everything, as far as like when you start demanding better education and you start demanding better assistance for how your cities and your states are governed,
healthcare
and healthcare, that's a whole nother beast, bro. But I mean, that's the way to start. Is the way to start is who do you have representing in your state, in your state House of Representatives.
Let's go.
That's where it starts at.
Let's go, Crow, Rob, then Jay Ward to wrap it up, and then we'll move to the next topic.
Well, he just definitely touched on at the end what I was gonna say. At the end of the day, president is just a stand-in figure. Where it really matters at is starting with your local officials, from your city councils, your ward men, however they have it termed in your area. Then you move your way up to your House representatives and your senators. That's where your legislature, your bills get passed, all of that. President just a figurehead. Yeah, he has that big power to sign that one big moment when things go wrong, or when there's at war. But at the end of the day, we need to truly focus on who are sending those Senate seats, those House of Representative seats, because they're going to be the ones who are signing on, creating bills, writing off for policies, procedures that we're going to be truly living by. So I honestly, for me, what Biden said, hey, we sit there and we live on the words of all these presidents each year after each year after each year after each year. And nobody delivers shit really to nobody but that 1% of America, which are those multimillionaires and those billionaires. And we always playing cleanup for them when the economy fall off or when things fall bad. So let's get off those hanging of those words of these presidents, and let's truly get the groundwork going within, like he said, our own communities, our own states. Fuck Biden and all what he said, and fuck Trump and what he said, and this is how I go for me when it comes to the president.
All right, go ahead, Rob.
I can't believe you.
Yeah, so the first thing I would like, because I'm in the middle of this whole presidential thing because of who I work for. I just want us to not be so reactionary to everything that we see and hear, man. It's like we take one snippet and we like take off from it. So I want people to do some homework this weekend. It's a long weekend, and just see how many judges have been installed since the current administration has been in, and just realize exactly what that actually means. Mm-hmm. The president being the president, etc. The laws is what affects us. The laws is what causes us when something happens to us. We get killed, we get discrimination stuff hit against us. Something happens, we get arrested. The laws are the things that causes us as Black people, men and women, to be unjustly jailed, not defended, etc. when something happens to us. That is the key. The judges, the laws, the lawsuit, all of that stuff is the stuff that affects us. Right now, we have all of these cases going on in the country where you have, dirty DAs, you got dirty, judges, you got dirty this, all of that stuff. Those are appointed positions. And so if the person at the top, who's the one that's making the overall judgment of, this is the way it's going to be, or this is the way it's going to be, Supreme Court justices, look at the ages of Supreme Court justices and see who all is close to death. One of the Supreme Court justices, every time she goes into the hospital, we're praying that she comes back out alive, because we don't want her to be replaced by a Trump appointee. Every single time. That stuff is the most important thing. So whenever you start thinking about whoever you're going to vote for, think about who they may install to put these judges around the country for laws that are going to affect us. That's all I got to say.
All right, I'm gonna move to the next topic. I'm gonna go to comments first. I'm gonna go to the next topic. Dino said, "I support Joe Biden. At least Uncle Joe had the guts to say it." I'm gonna move on from that one. Claude Trump, president is not just a figurehead. This next election is the president fixed the Supreme Court justices.
The president is a figurehead. The nigga who runs the country is whoever runs the
I'm
figurehead.
I'm not going to agree with him being a figurehead. I do agree with Claude. We do get those Supreme Court justices who
I give him that. I give him that much.
dictate how this country is ran and how the laws are implemented in the lower elections and lower districts. So I'm gonna agree with Claude on this
I
one.
give you the judge's part, but
Me as King, as a teacher, I make sure my students understand that the president is just a puppet.
Read it.
It's just a puppet. Yeah.
Factuals.
So, moving on to the last topic. Now, we kind of talked about this earlier with the toxicity and do men leave good relationships and so on and so forth. But we really never talked about nice guys and looking at this future and Russell situation and just different social media issues that's going on and taking place right now. So before we talk about do nice guys finish last, I want us to first define what is a nice guy, because I had one comment or one Instagram message that said guys can say they're nice guys, but then if I don't respond to their messages, I'm all type of hoes and bitches after 5 or 6 messages, so on and so forth. So what is a nice guy? Like, how do you find a nice guy?
A simp.
Shut up, E. And do women really go for these type of guys? I'm gonna start with Stoke because I know you've been trying to get in. If you want to address the last topic, you can. But what is a nice guy? And do men or do women look for these type of guys?
I'm gonna say my last thoughts on the wrap up. But what is a nice guy? I think nice guys at times do finish last in the 20s, because in their 20s, when you're at college age, no one wants the guy that cares about 401ks, investments, retirements, blue collar work, white collar worker. No one cares about that person at the time because you're born. Again, boring is stability, and nobody wants to be with someone that they can't, laugh and make them exciting. So I think a person that's trying to care about her well-being, care about her interests, and at the same time trying to build a unit is something that you want a person to do in their 20s and their 30s. So if she didn't want you in your 20s, don't fuck with her in your 30s. Simple.
I see you scratching your head. You go chime in.
I ain't even say nothing. But I do believe that, like, nice guys can finish first if they're willing to actually put their 100% effort into it. What happens is the quote unquote nice guys, the majority of them, they too soft because just like Jordan, they never wanted anything bad enough to do what is necessary to get there. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, shit, you gotta cross a couple boundaries or whatever to get what you want. I mean, you might be labeled as a piece of shit, but at the end of the day, who life is you living for?
So back to the question. In your eyes, what is a nice guy?
Just saying.
First off,
a simp.
No, it's not a simp. Hold up.
It's a simp, dog.
First off,
he muted.
Nice guys do not finish last. It's just, I consider myself a fairly decent guy, and I never had any problem getting whatever I wanted. It is what it is. But what I will say about nice guys is, just because you're a quote unquote nice guy, that doesn't mean you're entitled to whatever woman you're trying to shoot at. Like, exactly. That's the thing. That's where it's at now. Like, you have a dude consider himself a nice guy. He'll see identify a woman he wants, and she can turn his ass down and pick somebody else. And he'll be like, well, that's why you're going through what you're going through now. That's not the case. It's like she don't want you. That's all it is. So you're not going to get.
So what's a nice guy in your eyes then? What is a nice guy?
Respectful. Respectful is important. Effective communicator. Overall, a decent person, a genuine person, an accountable person. A fairly open person. That's what I think a nice guy is. A nice guy can also be an asshole. A nice guy can be mean. A nice guy can be ain't not taking no person type of person. It just depends.
Go ahead, Crow.
Yeah, like
Okay,
yeah.
let's talk about. All right, question is, do nice guys finish last? Nice guys do finish last, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right, let's go back to elementary. Let's go back to middle school. Let's go to high school.
Elementary.
No, listen to me. Because you had those nice guys, you had those nice kids, those ones making good grades who will hold the door open for the girl, but you had those bad boys who were so-called gang members and dope boys throughout their terms of their life and their quick high school moments. Those were who they liked and all of that. So after this dude finished college and finished molding himself, he didn't fall to the hood or what we would call hood ways or ratchet ways or whatever you want to call it. He stayed that good, clean guy, going to school, going to class. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. All of that stuff. No fights, none of that. You would always say, oh, hey, John, or whatever his name is, but keep it pushing. He wasn't rough enough for you. But after he finished those degrees or got his company started or whatever he did, whether he didn't go to college or did, but got to a certain level, and you finish running in these streets, and you finish being left behind by all these dudes, and now you want to go say hey to Johnny or Willie or whatever his name is, because you done went through what you done went through. He done built everything up, and now at the class reunion, or now when you see him at the homecoming, or now when you see him here, he the nice guy, he looking all good. Now you want to take that shot at him. So yeah, nice guys do finish last, because in high school, he wasn't that drug dealer, he wasn't that gangbanger, he wasn't the athlete, or whatever it was. He was just that stand-up guy who went to class, who stayed to himself, who said hey to you, who made crack a smile, and you pushed on past him. But once you got up in your age or things went down, now you want to holler at the nice guy. But I ain't the nice guy. I'm sorry. I've been an asshole and all that all my life.
Bro, on that dude saying he letting y'all have it tonight. He is not playing.
Why you bring up homecoming?
Hey, I got one.
Go ahead, Rob. I'm gonna go rob this.
Man, I actually agree with Crow. I do, because the guy he was describing in like elementary and high school, that was me. The difference was when I got to college, to Jackson State, I realized that didn't get me the type of woman I was looking for. It didn't. And that's usually the disconnect. The nice guy usually wants the woman he can't get. And so if he went or if he attracted the woman that he wanted, he'd be okay. But the nice guy usually wants the woman that he can't get. And so I realized that most women at that time in my life didn't like nice guys. They didn't like the guy that had it all together, that was straight up and down. And so I had to have a rebirth after college to realize all of those qualities that I thought made me a nice guy in high school were actually genuine qualities that I needed to keep, because that's the stuff that people value once you become an adult. But nice guys do finish last depending on the era of life that they're trying to finish last at. When you're like 25, 30, most women looking for a nice guy. They're looking for somebody, that's straight up, responsible, willing to do, all the stuff to make their woman happy. They're not looking for that when they're younger.
I'm gonna go to comments. I'm gonna go to Stokes. I'm gonna switch it out for a new perspective. Chris Dean said Corey Line. What said nice guys finish last. That's why LeBron James can't win championships. He doesn't have that Mamba or MJ mentality. Okay.
See?
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Shut up. Quinn said a nice guy will finish last in college, but after we get our heart broken a few times, we look for the nice guy, live and learn.
Yep.
I said it.
Yep.
Like to watch, right? Nice guys are nice in order to get something. They are making a show of being nice, but they expect something at the end. A nice, in quotations, guy is sneaky. A good guy is upfront about what he wants.
Investment.
Two more comments. What? Chauncey Kitchens, nice guy doesn't equal right guy any more than a good woman equals the right woman. There are more factors than nice that matter. Attraction and compatibility, to name a couple. Okay. Gwen,
That's valid.
Yeah,
That's valid.
he was a nice guy. I am a nice guy. So I'm gonna bring in
Damn, Swift.
Scooby and Jay Ward for T and Rob. Hold on. I can't even switch them out. Go ahead, Jay Ward, because I know you've been trying to get in this topic. I'm bring you in next week.
Yeah. So think about this. Just like women think that they're good women, men think that they're good guys. So a lot of times a man think I'm a good guy and I'm finishing last because I'm so good. You know, who verified that? You just think that based off your own assumptions and your own opinion. Everybody's good in their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when those dudes, in particular, those guys feel like they finish last, some hood dude or some roughneck or some fraternity guy, whatever, came in and had sex with their woman. And they feel like, oh, okay, women only look for guys who can satisfy them physically. But here's a misconception. Nice guys can't please you physically. That is a misconception. That is a big misconception because they feel like the guy who that's a misconception. It's a big misconception. The guy who is
get
nerdy,
Derrick Jackson, get him.
the guy who is nerdy, the guy who's into his studies, the guy who is into anime and things like that can't please you physically just because they don't wear a banner and they don't talk about it publicly. That person can still satisfy you physically. That doesn't mean that. That's a very big misconception. I remember one time hearing like, you're too smart for me, and I'm pretty sure you can't have sex because you're so smart. I'm like, what? Okay, let me.
Wanted to curve you, Jay Ward.
Let me take my glasses off and bring out the other side of me. Also, I just want to say to those brothers, because a lot of brothers that feel like nice guys finish last their assumption is rooted in hurt because they lost their woman to a man who is considered the bad boy, the bad guy. Being lame and nice aren't the same thing. So if women are constantly telling you that you need to step your game up, you need to figure out how to bring value to yourself and how to make yourself more attractable to women. If a woman is telling you that, hey, you really need to improve yourself, that's not saying that, oh, nice guys finish last, you want to do like Future. That's not saying the same thing. But if a woman is constantly telling you like, hey, you need to improve how you present yourself, then you should take that into consideration. Your boys might be telling you the same thing. Like, hey man, you need to step up how you dress, or you need to step up how you do things. And so being whack does not mean you're nice. I know a guy, and he was a woman basher, and he bashed a lot of women. And I'm not gonna say his name because you might know him, but he bashed a lot of women, and he was very volatile towards women. But I'm like, bro, you don't have nothing to offer. You mad because somebody like a scumbag steps in and takes your woman, but you don't have anything to offer other than you have a degree. You need to step your game up so people don't consider you to be that whack. It's not about being a nice guy. You need to make sure that you're presenting what's best about yourself in order to make women attracted to you.
Okay, we're gonna go to. I really want to go to Rob. I'm gonna go to Scooby first. I see Rob shaking his head and Crow, but go ahead, Scooby.
All right, so the whole conception that nice guys is, are we talking about in the moment or in life? That's the problem. That's the difference. Because I believe if you feel like you finished last in the moment, to me, I don't know if people God-fearing people out. That's how I look at it. And I always thought I was a nice dude, The girl that you want that may not be for you, I think that's God saying, nah, Slim, get your stuff together, because she ain't. And then when they come to get you at the end, when they finally see you got your stuff together, you didn't finish last. What's the big saying? What's that one saying they always say? Why run down and get one cow and you can walk down and fuck them all? That's what it's sorry, Mama Swift. But that's what it is. So you can sit there and you can like I said, like last doesn't always equate to being the last place, because sometimes though, like real talk, like you can literally be a nice guy and the girl you want, and you try to be, oh, I'm a nice guy, why don't she want me? And then later on in life, you realize, dog, she wasn't nothing. And guess who came out on? Guess who in first place all of a sudden? Because the dude she was with ain't treating her right. And guess what? You got a good job. You got you a good woman. And the one you wanted wasn't never right for you anyway. So nice guys don't always finish last. It's just if you talk about in the moment, yeah, you upset. You're in your feelings. You being soft. But in the long run, if you are genuinely a nice person, a good man, good woman, because both ways, and oh, he didn't like me, guess what? 9 times out of 10, they weren't meant for you anyway. Therefore, you're gonna finish first regardless.
That's a good point. Go ahead,
Dodge
Rob.
the bullet.
Man, that was just that. Scooby hit it, man. I was just about to say that.
To you,
So
Alright.
just because how you present yourself and who sees you or who is attracted to you, Scooby said it right, man. I was just about to say it. Just because I don't know how many people that I wanted in the past that didn't like me that I liked that ended up being a blessing in disguise for me. And so I try to tell brothers, however you are, unless you're a creepy dude who's borderline rapey, however you are, outside of anything sick, demented, or illegal, however you are, stay true to how you are, period.
Amen.
The person that is for you will see that and will find you.
Yes.
That's for men and women. And
Yeah.
so that's me. I had to talk to my 20-year-old self. A lot of stuff that I wanted that I didn't get, that I was mad at the time, was not for me. And I'm so glad I didn't get it. And so like Scooby said, in the moment, you may feel like you lost or you came in last, but it doesn't happen like that in the long run. And so it's usually just a momentary L because your W's coming sometimes down the line. And so that's all I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Don't confuse being the nice guy and getting the girl at the end as a win if you are getting the trash from somebody else.
Hey.
Okay?
Comments about to light up.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Okay, check it out. Nice guys finish first to me. Because in the end, they're going to always run back to the nice guy that handled his business, did what he's supposed to do. And now, like Crow said, after you done ran through, slutted out and all that, you want to try to get with the nice guy. I don't get Crow on that. But my last point is do not be a simp or a fool about it. Because sometimes the nice guy is not smart enough to peep the game and they get with the trash, i.e. what's the boy name?
Go ahead,
Power player. What's his name? Russell Wilson.
No.
Yeah, hold on. Let me talk. Let me get it out. Go ahead. I'm gonna say it. Y'all not gonna say it. Let's get it. Okay. No disrespect to Sierra. She's an okay woman. But let's be honest, she was doing her thing. Russell Wilson was brand new in the league. He didn't know no better. He like, hey, I got me an R&B girl. He didn't know no better. He signed a big contract and cuffed her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, don't be a fool in the end either.
So
just because you are a nice guy.
So if I'm correctly, what Scooby said, it don't matter. In the moment, you may have lost. In the long run, you good. But what you're saying is antithesis. You're saying even in the long run, you're not gonna end up winning because you're getting in with somebody that's been slutted out.
If you're not smart.
If he's not smart, I'm saying
if he do his research.
Yeah, I agree that the nice guy finishes first because we handle our business, we do what we're supposed to do, and in the end, we pick whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? But do not be a fool in the end.
Go ahead.
Hey, Swift. Let me say. Oh, go ahead.
No, J1. No.
No, let me say it. Hey, listen. I think a lot of men are bitter for losing their girl to what they consider as an inferior man. A man who don't have his stuff together, you know, he a hood dude, he a dope boy, whatever, and you lost your woman to that dude. But I also think that, you know, women need to understand that you can have both. There are educated, well-to-do brothers who also can take care of their business in the bedroom. And I think that's a very big common, you know, misconception. You think that you have to have either or. You need the guy that's a roughneck to please you, or you need the guy who can take care of bills and business and things like that. You can have both. There's a group of men, in particular alpha beta men, who can take care of all of that.
But Jay Ward, I don't think they much so meaning in the bed. When we saying nice guys, I think back then, as far as what I was stating to, a lot of women felt like those nice guys can provide protection for them or provide that safety net or that comfort for them. If that makes sense. I don't think it's more so bedroom that they're talking about. It was more so those nice guys. Growing up, a lot of us grew up in rough neighborhoods. And with that being said, they might have to be walked home. And you know, some of the hood guys gonna say something out the way. And those girls want to know, is Lil Johnny gonna stand up to Tyrone then? Yeah. Or is he gonna fall back and cower? You know, I don't think it was the bedroom thing. It's more so about, is that nice guy gonna stand up and protect me and be able to provide? A lot of those dope boys were able to provide for them back then. That nice guy, he couldn't get that fast money. His mama either said you can't work, or either he was working at 9 to 5 and had to put it in a savings account and couldn't go get her hair done that week or go to the mall and buy things for her. So I think it was more so that protection and providing versus sexual wise for the nice guys back then.
That goes on with like, all right, I grew up in DC and Baltimore City. So you had to have a certain stigma about you to keep the fine girls, the girls that you really wanted. Now I ain't no idiot. I was always the nice guy, so I always looked at as the brother, So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, because I was always the friend and I was always cute. I was always cute, but I wasn't the guy they wanted. So I get that part, and that's why we saying like, dog. And then the guy they wanted, the girls that reason we finished first, because the guy that they wanted at the end, they don't got everything. They don't. Eventually, some of them do. You know, I applaud the ones that do finally get their stuff together, but they smut them out. They dog them. They do all types of stuff to them, and then they come crawling back to you. Oh, he was so nice to me. Whatever happened to him? So in the end, we do finish first at the end, but that's when we get our stuff together. We already got our stuff together. We already know what we not about to do. Like, what is it? This saying is I don't know. I always look at these sayings. There's a saying that says hold on now. It's a saying that goes out saying like you know, you show me a fine woman, I show you a dude tired of messing with her, or you know, you know, that's one of those sayings. Yeah. So it is what it is, man. Everything glitter ain't gold, and all nice guys don't finish last. And guess what? That fine girl that you thought was fine, and she didn't mess with you because you weren't built a certain way. Guess who? She can't mess with. She not messing with the dude she used to mess with because he in jail, so he can't protect her. Now she looking for you for security. That's all that is, man.
Go ahead, CJB. I'm bringing Stokes too, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Listen, like I said before, nice guys do not finish last. I like Rob's point. It depends on the area you are in life. I wasn't really counting middle school and high school because I thought that's your developmental periods. I was counting your 30s, your late 20s. In that particular era, you do not finish last. If you about your money, you're about your business. You handle yourself accordingly. Whatever you pursue, eventually it's going to fall your way. You're not going to get every woman that you want. It's just how it is. You can be the top of the line guy. Every badass dude, every dope guy, he does not pull every woman he wants. It's like rejection is a part of life. I'm not going to attribute that rejection to being nice. I'm just not going to do it. It's just she wasn't feeling you. That's all it is.
Before I go to you, Stokes, and then you're going to make the last comment, then we're going to wrap it up. Go to the comments real quick. Ken Loggins, all right. Bro, everyone slutted out, so why should it matter? I wouldn't say everyone. I don't think I was slutted out.
What?
Me neither.
Osei said, "Let me go find my Gucci flip flop." Let's see. Karen Nicole Davis, protection, demanding respect that is big. Okay, that's fair. Quinn, where you go? Dope boys, thugs were hot back in the day. At this age, they're like, I can't see that, so I'm gonna keep going. Chanel Carroll is fine. When he pulled his Glock out, I pull out mine. Okay. And
Okay. Get Crow again, Mike. Crow.
Support your man, girl.
right? Somebody, now y'all don't get in the DMs now. She might be, I don't know. Go ahead, Stokes, and we're gonna wrap it up.
All right, for me, I agree with Corey, but I think we're using the same time frame. You're saying that you didn't count high school and college. I was. So in terms of like the nice guys finished last versus later, for me, I promise you I've had more attempted shots since I've gotten a PhD, became an engineer, live in San Diego, and became a homeowner than I was when I was a broke college kid in Jackson. So women are a lot more business minded than we are as men. You know, we looking at how she looked physically, they looking at how we will be in terms of future earning potential, stability, and protection. So I think that nice guys in terms of high school and college do finish last, but they show up as they get later. Now, in terms of that girl that switches, what I think is unfair is often the same girl you were shooting for tends to come at you when she can get more kids, she looked different than you were trying to holler at her about, and now she ain't got the same money. She just chasing these dudes, and that dude went to jail or whatever the case is. I don't want to be your safety blanket. And so I just think that men should hold the same standards for themselves as women hold for themselves.
Fair point. Now we're gonna wrap tonight up. It's been a great conversation. All the topics have been exciting and worthwhile. We're gonna probably continue this conversation in the group chat. So I'm gonna go Stokes, then Rob, and I'm gonna switch y'all out for Jay Ward and Scuba to get their final thoughts, and we're gonna wrap it up. So go ahead, Stokes. All the topics tonight. What you think?
Okay, I wanted to touch on that Biden one real quick, man. For me, I'm a Bernie guy, so I think Bernie was our better shot. But in terms of Trump, both Killer Mike in 2016 and Charlemagne this year said demand something for your vote. You know, since the New Deal in the late 1920s, blacks have switched from being Republican supporters to Democrat supporters, and it's effectively been the same way since. You know, vote for people that actually have your best interest at heart. You know, it took Hillary to say she had hot sauce in her bag and bring up LeBron and all these other people to try to solicit our votes. You know, don't allow yourself to be, pandered. Actually do your homework and really vote for who's best for you and your family.
Rob, go ahead.
All right. So first thing is, don't try to change who you are just to try to get a woman. The way you are, like I said, unless it's some illegal crap, the way you are is the way you are, and you will be found. Be smart about it. Don't get fooled. Don't get hustled. Second thing is, we do not need to be so reactionary when it comes to voting this year. We will never like a candidate whole ever. It's just not going to happen. But just think about what this person controls for your future, your kids' future, your niece and nephew's future, and go from there. That's all I got.
All right. Wrap it up for me, too. What you got?
As far as the Joe Biden subject, I just think that as long as every election is, we black people have to vote for the lesser of the two evils. And if we don't change that, we will never get change as a people. We shouldn't have to vote for the lesser of the two evils every election. So we do need to press these people about what they are going to do for the black agenda. As far as nice guys finish last, like I said, nice guys finish first later on in life. But you know what I'm saying? That's just how you play the game. And I can't remember the first topic we talked about.
Do men leave good women?
Oh yeah, good. Do men leave good women? Like I said earlier, I think that men don't really leave good women, because if she was good, then you wouldn't leave. So most of the time we are either getting left or the woman is just not a good woman for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pro.
Definitely for the good women topic, that basically comes down to what the male is looking for. what he defined as being good in his mind and his heart. When it comes to toxic women, I just send a message out there to all my ladies out there. Just hold yourself accountable, do some reflection, do some reviewing over your past relationships, with even with your family, yourself, guys, whatever, and see where you think you fall short at. Do some real self-care and see where you fall short at. Also, when it comes to voting, let's get real about it. Let's really look at the issues. Let's go from the local level all the way up to the top level. Get your kids involved now. Teach them and encourage them not just to vote, but to really do some research with you on the policies, the procedures, teaching them. And if you don't know, y'all learn together. And the last topic was what, Swill?
Last topic, nice guys finish last.
Nice guys finish last. Hey, every African American male out there is a nice guy. So with that being said, we never finish last. It's just all about choosing the right queens for ourselves.
School.
So do good men leave? Do men leave good women? They just leave the one that's not right for them. That's all I can say about that one. Just the one that ain't right for them. Like you be a perfect woman, do everything, cook clean, be truthful, all types of stuff, but it's just something just ain't hitting right in your spirit. So you just like, nah, I'm good. Like something about you I ain't like. Guys, don't wear skinny jeans. If you're gonna wear them, don't say. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Like I said in my comments, every man should have 3 suits, 4+ dress pants, and 8+ dress shirts, polos, and just dress for the occasion. And you can't wear sweatpants because I like wearing them. When it comes to the Joe Biden situation, like I told my students, because I'm a teacher too. When Trump was getting elected, I told everybody he's gonna win. Know why? Because he's a movement. Now, by what Biden said, he's comfortable. It is what it is. He said what everybody was thinking, but everybody said he shouldn't have said it. But if you listen to the whole interview, you caught the great points he did make. So that's on your preference. Then what was the other one?
Oh, nice guys finish last.
Oh, nice. Like I said, man, nice guys don't finish last. You know what I'm saying? You just put on hold. You know what I'm saying? Just nice guys. You
left on red.
Yeah,
Right.
you keep being nice because eventually God's gonna weed out all the other ones that went for you, and
Right.
eventually you'll run into the one. Like when guys lead good women, he gonna lead you to the good one, and you just make sure you keep it. That's all.
Hey, dude, the message was delivered. It just ain't been read yet until the right.
Right, it is.
All right. So
They
let me just say this. I think one thing that I can definitely say from this whole thing is we got to stop damaging each other. Men, we got to stop damaging our women. Women, we got to stop damaging our men because we're bringing that baggage into relationships. I really hate you guys couldn't see my comments because I went live and T in particular, Regina Lindsay, she has some things to say to you, and I'll bring that up once we go into the talk, and we'll chat after this. But I just want to make sure everybody, please make sure you go and like the Brothers Vent 2 page on Facebook and subscribe to the page on YouTube, and you'll be able to see us comment to the comments that we had, and I'll bring some of the comments over that I saw on my personal feed. I don't think nice guys finish last. I think nice guys finish equally yoked. If you lost a woman that you felt like was the woman for you, then that means she wasn't for you. I think ultimately, if you are a good guy and you have a lot to offer, then you'll end up with the person that is meant for you and not some, you may not, there may not be a Cardi B in the wings waiting on you because you shouldn't be with a Cardi B. You may need someone. I think Cardi B is a great woman. So, it just depends on what you're looking for. So you may not end up with a woman like that. You may not end up with that, that woman that you deemed so attractive when you were on campus or as soon as you graduated from college. But that's okay because you're going to end up with a woman that is equally yoked for you. And I thought about that when I thought about Stokes because, me and Stokes have had this conversation before. He's at the top of the food chain when it comes to picking a male spouse. He's tall. He's good looking. He makes over 6 figures. Women are going to hunt him because he has so much to offer. And a lot of bros on this chat are like that. We make good money. we're deemed, attractive and things like that. So women are going to target you, and it makes us more vulnerable to being toxic because you have a larger pool to choose from. So we have to be responsible with that responsibility and all that privilege, and we need to make sure that we're making the right choices. So please make sure you go like the Brothers Vent 2 page and like us on YouTube so we can make sure we comment and respond to all of your comments.
Go ahead, CJB.
Fly Eagles, fly!
Ducking taxes.
Another good, successful night. I feel like we touched base on a lot of topics, a lot of different points that was talked about. We kept it respectful. We kept it as clean as we can be, except with the exception of E. We kept it clean. But like Jay Ward said, subscribe to our page, like it. If you feel like you want us to talk about something in particular we're not covering, shoot us a message and we'll try to get it in.
All right, I'm gonna just say these few things. Like Scoop said, with the do men leave good women, you will find the right woman when God says it's your time. I really do truly believe that if it's 25, 35, 45, whenever it's your time, it's your time. What makes a woman toxic? If she for the streets, she for the streets. Men fashion in 2020. I'm gonna wear my gray sweatpants, and I whatever it is, I'm gonna wear what I feel like I need to wear. I'm confident. With Joe Biden's situation, I have a master's in political science, and I teach government classes on the collegiate level. And I'm not going to go too deep into it, but we do have an issue in this nation when it comes to polarization and choosing candidates, regardless of what ideas they bring to the forefront, because they are the opposite of who we do not want to vote for. We do have an issue with that in this society. Ezra Klein wrote a great book about this, Why We're Polarized. If you want to read a great read about why we are where we are as a nation when it comes to polarization and Democrat-Republican voting, that's a great book to read. And the last topic, do nice guys finish last? It's subjective. It depends on what you consider a nice guy and if he's dating or not. Like they said, though, please like the page. Please subscribe to the YouTube page. And if you want to get married, get you an Alpha Beta man, because we do marry. And I might need to bring up that Facebook thread again. Alpha Beta men marry. We are some great men, so find your Alpha Beta men. If you have any topics that you would like us to discuss, please shoot us a message or make a comment. We will try to discuss it as much as possible. And I'm going to say this: do not. Ashley Arrington just said, don't settle for the replica. Don't settle at all. If you feel like you should deserve a certain standard, then date that standard. Don't settle for nobody. Period. Point blank. And I'm going to end it with that. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Swill, one more thing. We need everybody to follow the Brothers Vent 2 page on Facebook, because that's where that's where we see the comments.
Yeah.
We don't see all the other comments in the side comments. So please follow the official page so we can actually interact with you all. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. I'm done.
And Quinn, stop hating. We gonna bring the thread back up. Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate you guys. Love you guys.
Quinn, stop hating, Quinn.
Much love out there in the world.
Already.